Hi, Year Nines. I am just going to talk about the text response essay that you'll be writing next week. And I'm going to begin by reminding you in this video about the process when you first see a topic. So in this case, we've got 3 topics about Animal Farm. Topic 1, Animal Farm reveals the idea that power corrupts those who possess it. How does Orwell show this in the novella? Topic 2, Orwell uses the novella Animal Farm to express his view that people's ignorance can contribute to political and social oppression. Discuss. And topic 3, the novella Animal Farm is about more than just animals. Discuss. So there are 3 topics. You can choose one of those 3 and write an essay on just that one topic. Now remember that there are 3 steps, 3 basic steps when you see an essay topic for the first time. Step 1 we call words. And there are 2 parts for this. The first one is to highlight and underline keywords. And so I am going to take the first topic and just do a basic step 1, words, for this. So I'm first underlining and highlighting keywords. Not just keywords, but key ideas. So the key ideas that I find here, the first one is power. Okay, so I'm highlighting, underlining, circling. Okay, and the second one that I'm highlighting is corrupts or corruption. So basically, we are looking, and I look at the others. Yes, he's revealing, he's showing about who possess it, showing. So there's a few others, but honestly, when I look at that topic, the 2 main concepts as power and corruption. So I'd circle those. And then step 2 of words is to find synonyms, similar words. So in this example, I would look for similar words for power and corruption. Okay. And so I might even look those who possess power, and I might even try and rephrase that as one item. But power, we might look at control, we might look at authority, we could look at governments. And then let's start thinking about people in power or people who possess power. We might talk about dictators, might talk about tyrannical rulers. These are people who possess power. Okay, leaders. Okay. We could also talk about or might use the word totalitarian authorities. Okay. And corruption. We might look at corruption, abuse of power. What other sorts of things might we have? We might have mistreatment. So one way we see corruption is in the mistreatment of other animals. We might look at greedy and selfish behavior. We might look at use of violence and fear. What sort of corruption can we think of? There's corruption in changing of the laws. We might look at hypocrisy. Okay. So that's step 1, words. We're just going to come up with a whole bunch of words. Okay, so now words is step 1. Step 2, I like to call question the question. Just to remember it, you might just think it. 1 is words, 2 is question. But at step 2, we start asking a lot of questions, and we're kind of interrogating this topic. We're pulling out as many kind of questions that come up as possible. And when we do this, it actually helps us to formulate our ideas, our response, and our answer. So I'm going to pick a different topic to do this. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to choose maybe topic 2. Okay, so here's topic 2. And I'm just going to think of as many questions as I can that will help me to really think about this topic. So I'll start with, okay, we've got the key ideas: people's ignorance, contribute to political and social oppression. So I'll just say, okay, who is ignorant? Okay. How are they ignorant? Why are they ignorant? Yeah, who's uneducated? Who's not questioning? Who's just accepting blindly what they are told? Who, how, and why? That comes up to me when people's ignorance. And then perhaps I'm like, might even say is, who do they represent in the outside world? Okay. Now I'm going to move and talk about this idea about oppression. Okay. What sort of oppression is in Animal Farm? Who is oppressed? Okay. Who's abused? Whose rights are taken away? How are they oppressed? Why are they oppressed? Okay. And what does this oppression represent? And then we might kind of question the contribute bit. And I'll say, my question is ignorance, is people's ignorance partly responsible for the oppression? Or even if people aren't ignorant, are they still oppressed? How much of the responsibility of people's ignorance are there? So that would be my set of questions. Okay. And then we're going to move on to step 3. So step 1, reminder, is words. Step 2, question the question. And step 3 is to come up with your main contention and main points. Your contention is your one answer or your main idea of the whole essay. If you had to write your whole essay in one sentence, what would it be? And your main points are kind of like your supporting reasons. So now we're going to take this topic and we're going to come up with a contention and 3 main reasons, or 3 main ideas to support that. So let's imagine we've done that same process of words and question the question for this topic, and I'm going to come up with a main point and 3 contentions. So I'll be thinking about, okay, so this topic says the novella Animal Farm is about more than just animals. Discuss. Okay, so my brain is going, well, it's about more than just animals. What is it about? Okay. And my main contention might be something along the lines, it is not only a story about animals, but a richly symbolic narrative that exposes the best and worst qualities of human nature or humanity. Okay, maybe. All right. So then my main points, if I'm doing this, I'm going to be talking about, okay, it's talking about human nature and the best and worst qualities of human nature. Oh, what happened there? How do I... Oh, sorry about that, folks. Okay, I'm going to have 3 main points. So my first point might be that Animal Farm reveals maybe Animal Farm reveals man's nature as greedy and selfish. Okay, so here I might not only discuss man, Mr. Jones, as being greedy and selfish, but the fact that Napoleon and the pigs symbolize or reflect human characteristics because they are meant as a warning for us about human nature, and that their greedy and selfish actions warn the reader that what the impact or the pain that can be caused by this behavior. That might be point 1. Point 2 might be also, I could choose to talk about the idea that man is also portrayed as violent and corrupt. I might look into the motives of the dogs, their use of the dogs. I could also talk about Orwell warns readers about man's ignorance and stupidity, or the danger of remaining ignorant. Okay, I've got 3 points there, but if I wanted to, I could also start to think about what that best of humanity might be. Nonetheless, Orwell also shows how people have the capacity for kindness. I think about the characters who are kind to each other. Capacity for kindness and compassion. And then I can use examples from the text of characters who show kindness to one another, and you might start to think about what that might be. Now, that's just the way that I've interpreted this question, but there are so many different ways you could take this and explore the Russian Revolution. So if you wanted to investigate and explore who the characters symbolize, Napoleon symbolizing Stalin, and Snowball as Trotsky, and the windmill, the 5-year plan, and the boxer being working class people, and who the different animals characters represent. You could do that and actually be quite specific in response to this question, but you don't have to do that. You can simply talk about the behaviors in general, generalized behaviors. Both answers could be equally relevant and important. So that is your 3 steps to working out your plan when you get an essay topic. I hope this helps you all.